This is huge news. The court has ruled that the Emergency Act was unjustified. Of course, the Liberals will appeal because that's all they ever do. And they don't want to take responsibility for it. I believe they can be personally sued for this. And let's listen to Jagmeet Singh and go through what happened on the eve of that night and why they actually voted for that. Let's have a listen.
In mere moments, members of Parliament will vote on whether to apply the never-before-used Emergencies Act. Well, as you can see, there are no more truckers parked here. In fact, downtown Ottawa has never been more tranquil than it is right now. So
that was the eve of the War Act. At that time, there was no War Act, and they all voted for it. So let's have a listen to Jagmeet Singh and if he's going to backpedal or what has happened now that the court has ruled that it was unwarranted. Let's have a listen.
From the beginning, we said, and we maintain that the reason we were in that crisis was a direct failure of Justin Trudeau's leadership and also other levels of government.
First of all, the other levels of government. He won't say it, but it's actually provincial and municipal because that is all on the PMO's responsibility because he makes it sound like it's other parties involved because he always goes against the Conservatives. Let's let this guy continue.
Failed to act, to take the challenge presented seriously. Their inaction resulted in a serious crisis where we reluctantly supported the invocation of the emergencies measures. We said that was something that we reluctantly supported. And then we also were very open to the Rouleau Commission and the work and the accountability measures to assess whether it was the right decision and what needs to be done differently in the future. The ruling has been passed down. I understand there will be an appeal of that ruling, and we will follow closely to see the outcome of that appeal.
So Jagmeet has to wait for an appeal to go through with Trudeau. That'll take a couple of months, a lot of preparation. He'll hire a team. Maybe he'll spend, $30 million or so of taxpayer money to actually fight for him not taking responsibility for what he did. And Jagmeet sitting around like he was there. He's the one that said if the act was used in misjust, he would go against it and call an election. He didn't do that. He waited for the rapporteur for all of that, and he accepted that. He did nothing. And now the court has ruled that it was unjust. He will still do nothing. Now he has to wait for an appeal, and at the end of that, it might even be 2025. Who knows but when that happens. But I hope there's going to be a lot of suing going on, and I hope it's personally, if it is, personally charged for what they have done and go into a disgrace of what has happened. Let's listen to Pierre on the eve of the act, on everything being quiet, nothing going on, and they still had to do it. Let's have a listen to this.
In mere moments, members of Parliament will vote on whether to apply the never-before-used Emergencies Act, giving government unprecedented powers to crack down on your freedom of expression and even freeze your bank account if you've donated to a political cause that they deem arbitrarily to violate their objectives. I'm against this bill. So what's it really here for? Well, the Prime Minister said that it's to halt the blockades. Well, the blockades ended at the border crossings across Canada before he even announced this act. He went on to say it's because truckers were parked on streets in front of Parliament Hill. Well, as you can see, there are no more truckers parked here. In fact, downtown Ottawa has never been more tranquil than it is right now. So with things being so peaceful enough for me to stand right in the middle of this street, what is the real agenda in giving government these extraordinary powers?
I think part of it is ego. And remember that during this whole thing, Trudeau never went down to talk to anyone. He went cross-country skiing. He said he was sick or his child was sick. He hid for a while. And all of that while there were people, his citizens, or Canadian citizens in Ottawa, in his backyard, and he didn't have the cojones even to come out and talk. So that sets the moment of what happened. Let's keep going with Pierre.
Well, the agenda, of course, is the same as that Justin Trudeau has had from the beginning of the pandemic, and that is to use crises and fear to take more power for himself. Powers neither he nor any other politician has any business deploying on a peaceful citizenry. I will oppose this bill and, as Prime Minister, make sure such abuses of power never repeat themselves. Instead of this bill, what we really should do is remove other restrictions, get rid of vaccine mandates, and allow our businesses and our workers to get back to their lives. Canadians feel like they've lost control of their lives. It's time that we gave them back. And let's work together to make Canada the freest country in the world. In the meantime, sign my petition to reverse the Emergencies Act and reclaim your freedom.
There are a lot of similarities of what Trudeau is doing with his father, Pierre, and the OCA, or the October Crisis, and this, and the War Act, and the Fuddle Duddle. And there are other ones too. I have to recall them all, but there seems to be mimicking, and the walk in the snow should be the last one of this, because the Trudeau team is going to really just dissolve this whole party once and for all, and maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be, because no Liberal can say anything about it. They put everything on Trudeau, this guy, and they know exactly what he is, and none of them will say anything. So if they get sued, and personally I hope that if that happens, then, you know, maybe at one time they'll back off and they'll realize what has happened. And I do expect a movie to come out with this. I'm not sure when that is, in a couple of years, when all this is done and all the facts come out, to see what he has done. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hope you liked it. See you in the next video.
Canada-wide.
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 Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit those notification buttons. Thanks for watching. Best of goodbyes.